Portis. I'm originally from Wausau, Michigan. I'm a sophomore and I'm studying child development with a minor in dance.
All right. So, what did you come to MSU initially to pursue?
Well, when I applied to MSU, I came declared as a deaf education major, and that was my intent all the way through until I realized I could not do that anymore.
What do you mean you couldn't do it? What happened?
They put the program in moratorium, and so I could not be admitted to it, so I had to find a new major.
Define moratorium for those of us who don't know what that means.
Moratorium means those that are in the program get to finish it, but no new students are admitted.
Okay, so they're phasing out the deaf education program.
Yes.
Now, why do you think that is?
Well, from what they said, primarily because the program here was a comprehensive program. It included the use of ASL and some classes that could be using oralism, which are different philosophies of teaching. And they said that the need is not as great as it once was for teachers to be able to do the comprehensive type of program with ASL because the field is moving towards an oralism type of program. And just because of budget cuts, I think it ended up being put on the wayside, and they decided that it wasn't, I guess, a big enough program to keep.
Now, could you define oralism and ASL?
ASL is American Sign Language. It is the language of most deaf or some hard of hearing in the United States and most of Canada. Oralism is a philosophy of teaching deaf students or hard of hearing that includes focus on lip reading, and how I like to say it is you're teaching a deaf child in a hearing world, essentially. You're having them read lips, and they don't really use sign language to communicate in an oralism philosophy.
So they use their voice without being able to hear themselves?
Yeah, they do emphasize using voice, and then for people talking to someone who's deaf, they would be reading lips back. It's just a different approach.
Okay. Awesome. And so you said it could definitely have been attributed to budget cuts.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main reasons they decided, because it was a pretty strong program from what I was told.
Okay. Now, kind of switching gears, the Eli and Edith Road Art Museum has been a big project recently, and I'm sure you've seen it.
Yes.
Yes. How does it look to you to see a very expensive project happening on campus when you know that programs like the deaf education program are being cut?
Well, I don't really think about it. I try not to think about it a whole lot. I know that funds come from different places, so it depends on who or what is funding a certain program or department or whatever so that a budget cut in one area doesn't really necessarily mean that it's affecting other areas, but at the same time, like watching Brody get redone and Case get redone, the cafeterias, even when they really weren't that bad, I feel like some of that money could have gone towards keeping some of the programs alive.
You know, there are those very well-off alumni from the university who can donate that kind of money. And a lot of times, I know I spoke with the registrar for the museum. She's the one who handles all the pieces that go through the museum. And she was saying how, you know, donating to the arts tends to be a more common thing because people see the arts more and they can experience them more. So, say you wanted to keep the deaf education program, how might you go about getting that kind of donation from notable alumni? I understand it's complicated.
Yeah, I'm not really sure off the top of my head, but I know while they were considering cutting the program, there was quite a few rallies held and fundraising events held, mostly they were trying to raise awareness of the fact that the program was going to be cut, but if there was a way to try to keep it reinstated, I feel like you could definitely use the arts to be able to pull into it, you know, whether it's a benefit concert or putting something on that either involves the deaf community or for the deaf community or something to help kind of bridge that gap and help people become aware of why it is, like what this program means to people and like why they would want it, and hopefully get donations through that.
Absolutely, because I know personally, I did not know there was a deaf education program, and I have never personally seen the fruits of that kind of program. So I definitely agree with you. If you can get that kind of information out to people, people will be much more receptive and want to help out. So I guess moral of the story is try to prevent the loss of programming by being proactive, I suppose.
To some extent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the program or about funding, arts, anything?
Well, in terms of the program, I was really sad to see it go because it's the only program that had that philosophy in the state. And Eastern Michigan has a deaf education program, but it's only in oralism. It does not have the comprehensive approach that MSU had, which is something I liked about it. And I'm here, obviously, I just kind of had to find somewhere else to guide my studies, which was kind of challenging, but I wasn't really willing to go out of state, so it was very heartbreaking when they cut the program, because it's still really what I want to do. I just have to find a different way to do it.
Are you continuing, learning about American Sign Language and things like that?
I'm trying to. Being all the programs here are being phased out and no longer available, I can't really do it here. I do plan on right now probably pursuing a master's degree in deaf education because I'm not willing to transfer because I do love it here. But I'm considering taking some of the ASL classes at LCC to still learn the language and stay proficient in what I can until I am able to pursue it as a degree.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Sam.